Hello guys, and welcome back to Leah's Lifestyle. We're at it again with another chapter from Payback Time. Okay, we are on chapter 5, 8 Baby Steps to Wealth. And I'm going to read through my notes. Oops, I got two computadoras here, so I was using my mouse from the computer. Okay, on page 1, I start with to turn your downs into ups, we take 8 simple steps. 8 steps to turn it down into ups. Find it, value it, watch it, buy it, own it, stockpile it, sell it, repeat until rich. On page 2, we start with step 1, find it. Know what you are looking for, a wonderful business. You look for something very specific, a business in an industry, and you understand, meaning with a durable competitive advantage, a moat, and a CEO you trust, management. Sometimes knowing what not to look for is the best place to start narrowing what to look for. Find the red flags and begin being able to spot them quickly will save us lots of time, effort, and of course, money. So he has a list of red flags. No meaning. If you're not an expert in an industry, don't think about owning it. 2. No moat. If there is no durable competitive advantage, don't even consider it. No moat, no competition, no price. You will have to keep dropping your price even if you can't afford to, because a computer can or did. Essentially what he's saying there, I kind of shortened it, is just that if the company doesn't have a moat, they're going to keep dropping their prices even if they can't afford it, and then that's going to drop the prices for us because people will not see them as a good company. They'll see the other company as the one in control, and the price will keep dropping. Page 3 continues. 3. No CEO. Just because someone is in the CEO chair doesn't mean that they are a leader. They need a vision and values. Companies can't be so reliant on one person either. CEOs must not be a political climber, self-promoters. So essentially, you do need a good leader, but it can't just be leaning on that good leader with vision and value. They need to be able to self-function as well. Number 4, big debt. No debt is best. Can be used to help businesses to grow or working capital or both, but you need to understand why they're in that debt and what they're using that debt for. If cash is drying up, they have to sell equity and dilute the existing shareholders, or slow down growth, or even sell off parts of the business to get capital for the rest of it. Make sure it's not too high for the business to handle, even in bad credit markets. Paying off with 3 years with dividends, total long-term debt by current earnings. Page 4 continues. 5. Trade unions. This is something I learned recently, actually, so I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Intra-company unions are okay. Union of both management and employees within the same company, which gives employees a way to come to consensus and let the CEO know that what they want, along with a form of management to explain what it wants. Consensus for all stakeholders. They were outlawed, though, by Congress in 1935 as part of the National Labor Relations Act. So the second type of union is a trade union, and they have no stake in the participating business. They advocate for the employees of all the businesses it covers, it's kind of like an attorney defending you in court, win at all cost. They will create war between the union and other stakeholders and management in particular, and even members of the trade union if the employees think it's taking action to their personal detriment, like strikes. When there are profits, trade unions grab every cent they can get for the members by holding your management, suppliers, customers, bondholders, shareholders with a threat of market share destroying strikes. Page 5 continues with number 6, technology. Great. Actually, pause real quick. I just wanted to say, I really thought trade unions were really good. I always heard like really good things, but that is something that I've seen are strikes. I've always heard that strikes are really good. I need to do more research on like trade unions to see how much better they are and if we still don't have access to these other forms of unions. Anyways, continuing to page 5. Number 6, technology. Great for the trading, but dangerous for stockpiling. Whole point is about destroying an existing way of doing and replacing it with a new one. Creative destruction. One day you have a great company, the next you're obsolete. Leave technology to the venture capitalists and the speculators unless you are an expert. Even then, watch out. Using search parameters online. Even once you know what not to look for, you might still have problems finding what you are looking for. If you are not big on any particular industry, don't do that one. You only do what you're interested in. Even better way to find your wonderful business, a stock search engine. Tools that filter stock bases on specific parameters. A good one stores and indexes all facts. Industries, public companies, 700 different facts for each company, right? The ROI, all that stuff. MSN Money's homepage under investing, stock research, left menu for, this is like where to click, left menu for find stocks, stock screener, and then custom search, supercharge your search. You will be directed to deluxe search tools and they will load automatically. Continue on page 7. You can find other ones you want for free, but this one works and is fine. At least when he wrote this book.
Who is the better Pokemon, Eevee or Lycanroc?
Hold on. Where was I? To restrict search to your favorite industries, drop down menu and select industry groups. Field name box, click company basics and select industry names. Click the operator box and select equal, then click value box and you will see the list of sectors. There are 31 sectors in MSN, at least when he wrote this. Page 8. Find the first sector that looks like it can have a business in your 3 circles, click it, and it goes into value box. You can only do one at a time. Then add parameters or facts around a company to tell the computer what you are looking for in a business. Solid returns on investment capital, ROIC, field name below first search parameter, industry names, select invested return, choose ROI for 5 years with at least a 10% average. You can also add earnings growth for at least 10%. 10-year range can be looked at later. 1 year is good enough for now. Continue on page 9. You look for this by finding the EPS growth. Add debt, equity ratio with almost no debt, and then you run your search. Continue on page 10. If you don't find anything in your 3 circles, just swap out the industry and search again. Then put the few businesses you find on your quote-unquote watch list. How to create a watch list. Past initial screening, but still have a way to go before putting on the buy list is what your watch list is. You can make the list on paper or on a computer on MSN Money. I have mine on Fidelity. MSN Money, click on investment tabs, left column, click on quote watch list. Continue on page 11. In the symbol box, enter the symbol of the stock you want to research, then add it to the list. Once you have done your work, you can enter the price you'll pay in the high target or low target boxes. Industry research. Go to Yahoo Finance, enter the symbol on one of your candidates. Left menu bar, find the companies and click on industry. Note, competitors and jot them down for future research. Sometimes you will say yes to the industry after reading and reading, but no to the original company and have new companies on your watch list and buy list. Continue on page 12. Before you become worried about how much time you're spending researching without a business to buy, remember, you only have to read once and keep up from that point you are at with your favorite businesses for an opportunity to buy in or stockpile more. So he was there was like a whole explanation here that I kind of just shortened it, but essentially what he's just saying is that this is a do your work first. Once you've done it correctly, it's better to have a bottom base, a safe, full-in structure, and then to start buying than trying to buy without having all your information right. Step 2, value it. Do the rule 1 evaluation. Find sticker price, payback time, margin of safety. Remember, price is not the same as value. Embrace our partner, Mr. Market, and reject EMT. In 2008, we saw a rational panic kick in big time for the financial world. Continue on page 13. Stock market lost 20% of its value, about 3.6 trillion in a few days. The market is always our partner, no matter what mood he is in, as long as we learn to take advantage of his moods and not be swayed by them. If he's depressed, he sells us everything we want at a fabulously low price. If he's manic, he'll buy anything we want to sell him at a fabulously high price. Rational reaction in a market meltdown, eliminating emotions, is to see whether the value of what we own is significantly higher than its price. If it is, then a rational reaction would be to buy more even as the price goes lower. That's how you take advantage of the system that failed you and guarantees your financial future. Continue on page 14. Effective market theory, EMT. They think as the price goes down, why is it going down? There must be a problem I don't understand. Time to run away. This is big because the big guys who think this way control 85% of the money in the market. When they panic, expecting the market to be rational and price things properly, is when it behaves irrational. Their exuberance drives up price or down, pushing the price lower in utter ruin, acting out of greed or fear. Effective market theory. This is also something I've heard of, but I've learned more of through this book, and I'm definitely going to do more research on. EMT, since all of the information about stock is widely known to investors, and since investors act rationally in their own interest, the price of any widely traded stock reflects everything known about it, and therefore the current price is the current value of the stock. But most people don't realize that other people and themselves react to fear that can override rational thought in the stock market, which is why as stockpilers, we don't believe or agree with effective market theory. Then he offered a book by Robert Shiller's Irrational Exuberance, which I think we've written down before, but I just want to make sure we have it. Continue on page 15, factoring dividends into valuation. It's nice to own equity in a business and get paid as if you owned a T-bill on top of it. Some people think dividends is the best since it's the only real cash you'll ever see from the business itself until you sell. Continue on page 16. Dividends are paid by public businesses for 2 reasons. 1, the business has more cash than what to do with. The only good reason. A good CEO knows that the money is yours. The only reason to keep it is if he can use it to grow the business at a rate high enough to justify keeping it. Some CEOs think, quote unquote, better means buying a new jet. 2, some businesses set a percentage of their earnings aside as a dividends to provide the illusion of being a solid business. The best way to do this is to have it change with how much they make, but a changing dividend isn't liked by Mr. Market. Mr. Market wants a steady dividend to bring in investors, particularly retired investors who think wrongly that a steady dividend indicates a steady business and therefore low risk. Continue on page 17. GM had steady dividends for many years of 25 cents per share in 2008, considering they were completely out of cash and going bankrupt. If you are retired and need the cash flow from dividends to live on them, then investing in a great business with steady dividends is a good idea as long as the dividends come from real free cash flow. How to know if the dividends are being paid from something other than cash flow? Look at the cash flow statement. Continue on page 18. Look at the line that says total cash dividends paid. Check last 3 years. Check a few lines below and you'll see where they got the money. Just like dividends, the same goes for DRPs, DRIPs, dividend retirement programs. DRIPs are usually run by the business itself to save you the cost of commission on buying more of their stock. They will automatically reinvest the dividend payment by purchasing stock at the price Mr. Market has set the day. The only advantage to doing this are 1, it's on autopilot, so it's going to get done. 2, there is no commission, so you can afford to buy small pieces, but you'll pay a price for that by buying when you shouldn't. Okay, continue on page 19. Step 3. Remember, this is out of 8 steps, so we're not even halfway yet. We're getting there, though. Watch it. When a candidate watch list makes the grade and becomes a business you want to buy at certain price, it goes to your watch list. No matter the price you picked, MOS or payback time, but never higher than your MOS price. Your MOS price. You just watch for it to reach. Okay, cool. You just watch for it to reach. Why do people do that shit? Fuck off, bro. MOS price. You just watch for it to reach it. You can keep your list wherever it is easiest to see the price and keep an eye on it. Continue on page 20. Next is the hard part, waiting. You can sit on cash for months or years. Keep up the business and the industry. Keep reading. Listen to the CEO's quarterly Q&A with analysis. Adjust value as necessary as you're waiting. Each quarter of the year, they will release the latest financial information. Continue on page 21. Goes to the SEC as a 10Q and 10K. The only adjustment to the value comes from major changes in the fundamentals of the business or the economics. Get up and get close and personal. Tip: for extra credit, only if you have time, go to the big annual conventions. These take place in a conventional center and are attended by every business remotely connected with this industry. Businesses will set up booths ranging in sophistication. Continue on page 22. Wear running shoes. You will walk miles. Bring an empty suitcase. You will take pounds of material home. Bring questions. You will have a chance to interview. Bring business cards that identifies you as a potential customer. There is no better place to get a view of businesses than from them directly at these booths. If you can't keep up quarterly basis, then you need to re-examine your reasons for buying stock in that business. This is a rubber meets the road issue. You can't expect great returns without checking in with your business on a regular basis. Continue on page 23. You have been patient. You did the homework. You adjusted the price for any major changes in the fundamentals. Now the business is finally on sale. What you gonna do? Step 4. Buy it. When the price is where you want it, you buy it. Decide how much available capital you want in this one business. We want some diversification, but not as much. The more business you own, the more you have to do to stay informed. Too many, and you start to make mistakes. Lose money. The number depends on how much time you have and how much money you have to invest. Small capital. The more business you have, the more commission your purchases are going to create significant expenses. Continue on page 24. You will need 10K to begin to diversify. Recommended 20K before you actually buy the second business. Leah's lifestyle, my stream dropped, and so we're just going to start where I think it ended. We were just talking about the little book that beat the market by Joel Greenblatt. And Joel Greenblatt At the time, it had a 10-year 50% compounded rate of return on several $billion, and at this time owned only 2 stocks to create that. Eddie Lampert, multi-billion-dollar portfolio at ESL Investments at 29%, 20-year compounded rate, owns 8 stocks. You should have a similar amount or less. Continue on page 25. Step 5. Own it. Owning is just like watching, except more so. ERI, the emotional rule of investing. If you buy the business, immediately after you buy it, the price will go down. But if you don't buy it, the price will go up until you do buy it, at which time the price will then go down. But even better, we know as the price goes down, we buy more. It makes us excited. In trading, you want the price to go in the direction you expect. If it doesn't, it's an emotional trauma. Continue on page 26. If you are having thoughts like, quote, what if I got it wrong, end quote, or, quote, am I nuts for buying, end quote, you are not sure of the value of the business you bought. The Harvard boys follow the crowd. They have to. They can't hold something that's going down in price. It makes them look bad. Minimum 6 things to keep up with your businesses. 1. Attending quarterly teleconference with the CEO and analysis. 2. Read quarterly SEC fillings, 10K and 10Q. 3. Reading the annual report, including the chairman's letter. 4. Reading the news about your company. 5. Keeping up with the top competition. 6. Reading the industry trading. Page 27. Continued. There's the businesses of keeping the client and gathering more assets to manage the fund managers. We are in the business of making a lot of money. These 2 businesses can dictate very different responses to a market situation. Today, market affords us a great time to find wonderful business on sale, but they aren't all on sale. And he's saying today because it was like right after the 2008, so it was like way cheaper then because it was a down market. Don't be afraid of going against the guys from Harvard. They are playing a very different game than you, and they know the game well. We will learn ours. You own it, to watch it, and you just wait for it to drop so you can add more. Step 6. Stockpile it. You own a business with 25% of your total capital in it. You are just waiting for the price to go down to buy more. Continue on page 28. Mr. Market sets the price and doesn't care if you buy or sell. You must know your business well enough so that when Mr. Market becomes very fearful and begins dropping the price, you know he is wrong to be afraid, and so you buy. Do 4 chunks of 25%. As it goes lower, you can even break those up as long as commission doesn't become an issue. 2,500 or larger. Beware. If you buy $500 worth of a business and pay $10 brokerage commission, the commission represents 2% of your investment, and avoid purchases where the commission is a significant chunk, 1% or better, of the purchase. Whatever your initial stock price, 20% off for experts, 50% off for novices, it's going to have to stay at or below your MOS and 10-year payback time. Try to start your capital allocations with buy-in at a 20% discount off the value, then 30%, then 40%, then 50%. If the price continues down with no change to fundamentals, then scrape together more capital on stock and stockpile as much as the business as you can. Okay, and there was like a section here, but I wanted to like kind of explain all of it. So the first time you buy the 25 first you pick 25% of like your total amount of income that you can put into the company. Then you take that 25% that you have chosen, however much that is for you, and you're going to slick it up into 4 sections. So when the price first drops into your MOS and payback time price, you're going to put that first 25% in, all of it. And you're going to do that with at least a 20% off of the MOS, right? Then you're going to, if it drops down farther, you're going to put your second section in, and you're going to want that do that at like 30%. Then the third section at around 40%. And when it comes to the fifth section, if you believe it's going to continue dropping, you can split up that last one into smaller chunks, but no less than 2,500, especially depending on how much you're going to pay on commission. Like he said, you don't want it to be more than 1% of the purchase that you're doing, because then it kind of eats into the sale that you're getting. Okay, continue on to page 29. You can get your allocations of capital investment any way you want, as long as you follow the rules of the price and value. It takes discipline to maximize your return when you do get the opportunity, even when it doesn't happen. Often you have to know how to allocate to get the best percentage for you to get the biggest profit, which is what we just talked about. Page 30 continued. You will miss getting allocations into your business if you keep waiting for the price to drop lower. If the fundamentals change, so does the value, and it can change a lot with just a small change in growth rates. Keep doing your homework as if you own the whole thing. If Mr. Market gets greedy and keeps the price going higher and doesn't want you to sell, that is the time for the next step. Step 7. Sell it. The best time to sell a wonderful business is never, says Mr. Buffett. Unfortunately, that looks best for someone who owns the whole business. For us little guys, it's inevitable. In that case, there are 3 good times to sell. 1. Sell when you need the money. Try to plan to sell so you can sell at the highest price relative to their value. B, which he also says, like, as you get into this, and if you're really paying to the analytics and everything, you should be able to kind of guess that. B is not good if you are forced to sell in a down market. What he's saying, like, if you buy in a low market and it goes up and it comes back down, you don't want to sell at the price, like, close to the price that you bought it at. You want to sell at the higher one. So if you know you're going to have to sell, try and guess when you're going to do that. C, we are trying to keep it from putting a dent in your net worth. So essentially, you don't want to sell so much and at a time where, like, it just eradicates how much you've made. So, okay. And then 2, sell when the fundamentals change from good to worse. Continue on page 31. When a wonderful business becomes not wonderful. Maybe they had a good moat, but then a revolutionary change changed everything. Be on top of fundamentals of the business and industry. A part of this example that he gave during here was like when horses used to pull buggies and then the car was invented, right? You want to get out of, like, the horse stuff and into cars. Big 5 slipping. Find out why. RIC slips, red flag. Equity getting eaten up, red flag. Cash flow is critical, so if that's changing, red flag. If debt goes up, red flag. But you want to find out why. If you don't understand why any of them change, the business is no longer something you understand, and that means it violates one or more of the 4 M's, and it's time to get out. If you wonder why the price is down, don't own it. 3. Sell when the price vastly exceeds the sticker price, retail value. When we buy shares of business, we try to buy low. We want deals. When we sell, we want a full price. So we hold on until the price exceeds the strike price by 20% and then sell it. Greed won't last, and you'll be able to buy the business back from him at a discount within a year or 2. And you don't always have to sell all of it either. Like, if you think the business is gonna still really good, but you want that high market price, you can sell like a percentage of it. Like he was saying, it's one of those things you kind of have to decide what's best for you. Step 8, repeat until rich. How to use a specific type of investment account he calls Berkey to gather capital to invest. Page 32. Continue. You can use technical analysis to determine what a stock price is likely to do in the near term. People's psychology is remarkably predictable, and we can use the fact to help decide if we should make our next buy and now or wait a while. He calls this technical concept getting the FACs, facts. Takeaway actions or homework. Outside of reading chapter 6, to consistently do turn downs into ups. Follow the 8 baby steps, which are the ones we just went over. 1, find it. Screen the market for prospects. Are there any real flags? 2, value it. Is the payback time good? 3, watch it. Create the watch list. Use the tools available on his website to monitor your candidates. 4, buy it. Focus. Don't buy more businesses than you can understand and manage. 5, own it. Act like an owner. Track performances by a minimum attending quarterly company teleconference and reviewing the company's public reports. 6, stockpile it. Continue to buy at or below your MOS payback time price whenever you have the one. Don't buy in amounts so small the commission affects returns. 7, sell it. Sell it if the big 5 numbers worsen significantly or when price exceeds 200% of the 200% of the sticker price if you need the money. 8, repeat until you're rich. And that's it for now, guys. If you find this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon down below so that way you know every single time when I post. And leave a comment down below. Do you feel like you could follow these 8 steps? Did you feel like I explained them simply enough that you can follow them if you needed to? I hope I did. I wish you luck. Don't forget to keep trying to learn and test, practice, valuing the companies you're looking at. And if you want to extra support me, don't forget to check out my links so you can donate or buy some merch. Helps me pay my bills, take care of my kittens, and make all of this a little more magical in the future. And until next time, guys. Bye!